So they're leaving another doo-doo, you know, another doo-doo on the floor. This one took months before, started disappearing. And it's been always bother. So you, Queen's prosecutor, something is going on with this MTA, whereby they're denying people like me access to the bathroom and people are duking all over the place. I guess in revenge, people are duking and they don't clean up either. And I believe that's the evidence they're going to use to lock up on me. So this is a nasty thing. You need to arrest them. I have special status. I was vacated from my home in 2010, and there's a court order, settlement court order since 1990. Anytime the city of New York vacates you from a basement apartment, they have to give you a special status because a lot of time when they vacate you like that, it renders you vulnerable, and criminals can accost you anywhere, rob you, and I've lost. I had like two storage rooms full of clothing and stuff, TV, everything has been stolen from me. While I'm homeless, the storage will auction property. So now they're just harassing me with dookie. Don't let me use the bathroom anywhere, call the police on me. And I guess some other people, maybe they're doing to other people also, and they're revenging by dooking everywhere. And they don't clean it, and they just use it as an excuse to get the police to arrest homeless people like me, so we're health hazard. So they're playing a game, setting people up. This Eric Adams brought back the quality of life police. They say that's what they do. They set people up to arrest for minor things. And me as an immigrant, any arrest is damaging. Especially this Eric Adams said they're going to put in people in psychiatric care for being homeless, and that makes it easy to deport people. They deport a lot of people, especially Nigerians from America, claiming they're crazy, and that strips you of your legal rights in court because the courts wouldn't believe you when you claim you're afraid in Nigeria, or they think you're just crazy. So, and that was what happened to me in immigration court, because I said my father received psychiatric care in the past and was abusive to me. So the immigration court was like, that means if you had never gotten psychiatric care in the past, that means it was abusive to me because it was crazy, and that's more of a medical case, it's not an asylum case. The hospitals in Nigeria should treat them, so I don't have the right to be in the United States. And the case went on and on and on and on until I was able to get my green card because my mother was a U.S. citizen. They wouldn't give me asylum because of that. So once you, under the laws, even as an immigrant, it's always, the odds are in your favor. Either if you're crazy or even if your attacker is crazy. They will claim asylum is only for intentional acts against you, and also you yourself must be sane enough to be able to do, you yourself must be sane enough to be willingly be in a category that they are prosecuting. So, for example, if you claim they're persecuting you for being a Christian, in order to get asylum in the United States, you have to prove you're normal Christian. You're not just somebody just psychotic thinking you're the next Jesus Christ, and because of that maybe they arrest you for thinking you're the next Jesus Christ, and you now run to the United States to claim asylum. They have to be mentally okay also and have real belief, not just some crazy thought. So now this Trump said this American is going to help deport people. So and I noticed now that they're trying to rope me in as a crazy homeless, so that I won't be eligible for asylum. Because to apply for asylum, you have to show people are intentionally persecuting you for being part of a social group. If they say you're just crazy and you're just paranoid, then you won't be able to get asylum. So in 2019, they arrested me to make me ineligible for asylum. This Trump was deporting immigrant, but I had a green card then, and they were afraid I'd be able to qualify for asylum even if they tried to take my green card away. So they had the police arrest me in 2019 and once and locked me up in a hospital called NYU Psychiatric Hospital. Trump's son-in-law, Kushner, is friends with the president of NYU Psychiatric Hospital. And they started misdiagnosing me with all kinds of mental illnesses, said I was psychotic, and they were lying on me. So with that kind of diagnosis, they could just transfer me to immigration, the removal proceedings, and they could have just put me on medication and deported me. This is how they deported Nigerians. So you, Queens prosecutor, so they're trying to ambush me here in Queens, and then where I go, leaving dookie all over the place to make it look like there's a crisis with homeless, causing health problems, and they're having their police around me. So I believe they may be bribing people to leave dookie all over the place to create a crisis. This is one of the things this quality of life police do is, apart from killing black Americans like Sean Bell, Eric Garner, they would plant evidence, tell people to put drugs on people, so they brought their quality of life policing back. They were using them to kill black Americans, and now they're planting all kind of evidence, leaving dookie everywhere. So to make it look like I'm one of these homeless that's crazy and it's a health crisis to get me deported. I'm a Nigerian, and they deport a lot of Nigerians like that. They put them in a straitjacket and ship them out of the country, say they're health hazard. So my mother was also killed like that. So they're killing Nigerians, leaving dookie everywhere. So, this Trump said he freed Eric Adams from prison last year because he needs him as a deportation agent. And nobody really understood what that means. Now he said the police should be arresting the homeless and put us in psych ward. And for a foreigner, once they put you diagnosed as crazy, they can ship you in a straitjacket out of America. So you're dookie all over the place. So they're attacking me with human dookie, excrement, and the MTA is not cleaning it up. So the last time they did this, they left a lot of dookie here. I think some animal came and ate it up. Now they put another dookie here. So they're creating a health crisis to allow this NYPD to arrest people and go and lock them in psychiatric care. And from there, it's easier to deport an immigrant. So the slavery is back in America. This Eric Adams is working with Trump, and it's now the slave catcher. They said under the former slavery, they were employed blacks to catch other slaves also trying to run away and bring them back to the master. So, so Queen's prosecutor, y'all have no right to conspire to abuse a Nigerian and put them in a straitjacket. I need the court to intervene. These police officers can't be allowed to be arresting people and diagnosing them as crazy. And they said Trump's son-in-law, his brother, Trump's son-in-law, Kushner, his friend is the head of the psychiatric unit of NYU Hospital, the president of NYU Hospital. And son made his father, Kushner's father, the ambassador to France. And even the French president said this Kushner is so rude to their country, but they don't want to deport him because they respect America. Unlike America that deported the South African ambassador, they said Kushner, so the Kushner family, they're connected to Trump, they're married to Trump's daughter, they're married to daughter, and they're acting belligerent, like they own the world. They went and locked me up in NY Psychiatric Hospital, took my green card, everything from me, and they haven't returned it. And they had me misdiagnosed as crazy. They said the head of New York Psychiatric Hospital, or the president of New York University Hospital in general, is Trump's son-in-law, Kushner's friend from college. And even the French president said Kushner's father, Trump appointed him as ambassador, U.S. ambassador to France, and said he's talking condescendingly on the French people, and they're just trying to be respectful to international diplomatic laws and not just revoke his ambassadorship. So this kind of attitude issue where you Queen's prosecutor wouldn't help me, and they're attacking me with dookie, don't let me use the bathroom, and I think they've been paying people to dirty up the environment, and they're bringing a lot of police officers so that they can create a fake. They said that's the best way to kill somebody. The police can kill somebody. They claimed there was an emergency, people were dooking all over the place, and they found out one of the culprits was a Nigerian homeless also creating trouble, and just for the safety of people, they could choke me down. They choked me the last time, 2019. People surrounded the area and were screaming. I was already dying, so they're trying to do it again. And this Eric Adams put a hint. He brought back that unit that choked me in 2019. De Blasio defunct them, and he brought them back this year. He called them the NYPD Quality of Life Policing, and he brought them back on July 20. July is my birthday month. July is the day they kill Eric Garner, the month they kill Eric Garner. So he brought them back July 2.0. So he wants them to try it again and kill me, because I criticize him a lot. And this Eric Garner has been threatening since Trump became president. Said he's a pilot, and anybody that criticizes him, if he ever goes down, he's going to take them down with him. So it's already going down, because it says Madani forced him to get up the mirror race, because Madani is leading the polls. And he believes if me being around, Madani could hire judges, because the mayor hires the criminal judges, and they could prosecute him. Because right now he's safe, because he hired a lot of judges. But this Madani could remove some of the judges and appoint some other ones. The mayor is the one that appointed the criminal judges. And with me around, and have evidence against Eric Adams, you know, so that's why he wants me to be arrested. In the last few months of his administration, you know, he's been trying to get me arrested and killed. They say if you kill a witness, you can walk free. So they're leaving Dookie everywhere. You know, I go to buy the bagels in the store owned by Chinese American. And I was outside trying to pick up my bag to leave. He said, you gotta hurry up and get out of here. I'm gonna call the police on you. I'm like, excuse me, Mr. Chinese American guy. I'm not an animal. He said, get out of here. You know, you already bust up. I want you to hurry up and leave. I'm gonna call the police to get rid of you. So they're jumping me as a black African, leaving Dookie everywhere. I have evidence against Eric Adams. And the next mayor is the one, every mayor appoints criminal court judges. So he's afraid the next mayor may appoint a judge to prosecute him. Because, you know, the present judges may not be willing to prosecute him because he appoints the criminal judges. That's what the mayor does. I believe the mayor has the power to remove a judge and bring in new judges, retire them early. You know, so I believe he wants to get rid of evidence. So please, prosecutor, don't disembark from this conspiracy. I don't know why you've not helped me. I have a special status in this country, a special victim of crime status. The court declared people like me that are vacated from our homes since 1990s special victims of crime, that while we're under the vacate order can't return back to our home, any crime or attempt crime on us should be prosecuted. You know, and I need to be placed in a special victims of crime shelter and given assistance as a crime victim to testify against this Eric Adams. So this was the governor.